welcome back. Tony, welcome back.
Thank you.
Talked about your game style, the serve and volley, and all of that. I know that actually talking about the serve and volley, at what time another person, like during my set, another person that was doing it, like it's Edward Christopher.
Yes.
Edward Christopher was in that, but of course, you're different. So let's talk about your senior career. You did something huge for Kaduna State, right? 2008 Kada Games National Sport Festival Kaduna 2008. Kaduna State hosted that event. You won it. Singles and did you win doubles that year?
Yes.
Singles and doubles.
Yeah.
What was it like bringing the medal home, like keeping it home, like, and that was your first, like I would say that's the festival, right? Was that your first?
That was
festival?
my first. Yeah, that was my first.
Yeah.
And because that was like a national tournament, so it was. I see that as one of my biggest because it was a national tournament, and it was unbelievable because my school came to watch me play in the finals, and the person I defeated in the final is somebody that is like well known in the country, Albert Beacon.
Oh, Beacon, yeah. Then Albert was big.
Yes,
He's big.
exactly.
He was big, huge.
A lot of people thought he was going to win it. Again. There they're going to underestimate me again. I've been underestimated for a very long time. But I can't look. I don't really have anything to prove to anybody, But at the end of the day, that tournament was. I still consider that tournament as one of my biggest because it was 2 gold medals that I won for the state that I was born, Kaduna. So that was amazing. And then I was on the TV.
Yeah,
it was amazing. Yes.
Prior to that, would you say that was your biggest?
Honestly, I think that was my biggest because that was nationwide.
Yeah.
Like everybody saw me on TV, like winning 2 gold for Kaduna State playing tennis, and that went to the records. That I won.
Yeah. So there's, it's out there, but I want to clarify, from you. I want to hear it from you. With the National Sport Festival, I know a lot of guys plays for different states and all of this. Like, we played festival, we won. I know during my time I played for FCT. Winning the medals mean getting a plot of land in Abuja, a plot of land in Abuja. But there was a saying out there that you were never given your wages after winning that festival in 2008. Is that right? And if so, Kaduna State, whoever is responsible for that, what's going on?
No, but that is actually wrong. Kaduna State paid me for my 2 gold medals.
Okay.
But the one they didn't pay me was when I went to Port Harcourt, when I got the silver. They didn't pay me for that. They never did. But the first one where I won in Kada Games, they paid me for my 2 gold medals. They promised 500,000 per gold, but they ended up giving me 500,000 for the singles, then I think 300 for the doubles or 250 or something like that. But when I went to festival, they promised about the same thing, but they never came through. Yeah, in Port Harcourt.
Did you not play for Port Harcourt?
No, I still played for Kaduna.
Oh, I thought you played for Port Harcourt that year.
No, I still played for Kaduna. For with Coach Ubale, that silver they never paid me till today. Look, when I was living in America, when I was living in Nigeria for America, I gave my brother the silver. I said, look, when they're finally ready to pay me, take this and show it to them, get that money for us. But they never paid. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that
but they paid for Kada, but they never paid for the other one.
Yeah, 2011, Port Harcourt, 2011 National Sports Festival. You played final with Nonso Madrike, if I'm not wrong. Was that it?
No, it was still Albert this time. I think. No, it was Nonso. Yes, it was Nonso. Right? It was Nonso. Yes, I lost to him in the final. Yeah. Amazing player. Plays really well.
And this is
I was injured that tournament in the quarterfinals when I was playing against, I think it was Olabi.
Oh, Janeiro Olabi.
I twisted my ankle, and I still managed to make it to the finals.
Wow.
I think
I play in the semis.
Who did I play in the semis?
Was it again?
No,
maybe?
was it Beckham or?
No, not Moses or Chris. I know
I played somebody else. I don't remember, but I know I twisted my ankle in the quarterfinals, but I still made it to the finals. Wow. Yeah.
Big achievement. Back-to-back finals. Back-to-back finals. During the finals, what were you thinking? You would have probably been the first player to win festival back-to-back. That had happened, right? So what were you thinking, like playing finals and What was the expectations like?
The expectation was to get that W, you know, but I think my leg kind of messed up with my head, you know. But at the same time, I did what I could. He was he was just there. That was his time, and he got that W, you know. But but that was it, you know. I tried to win, but it didn't happen for me. So he got it. Yeah.
And how did you do in the doubles?
Doubles, I think we lost in the semifinal. I think we lost in the semifinal, and I think I
got a bronze or something.
Yeah, lost in the semifinal if I'm not mistaken.
But those are the only two national sport festivals you played. I would say that's not a bad way to play and leave it. Winning, playing finals, you know, like what else can you? Yeah,
I had a good record with that.
Good record. I wanted talking about festival in 2012. National Sports Festival Lagos 2012. I was there. I see, you know, during the registrations, you know, like this drama where they disqualified you from playing the tournament. What happened?
So now at this stage, I decided to leave Kaduna to go and play for Delta State. And so when I went to Delta State to represent Delta State, my coach from Kaduna wasn't happy about it. But at the end of the day, I was doing what was best for me. And so when I went to Lagos, when it was time for the tournament, they do the screening, right? They started doing the screening. The scrimmage, right?
Scrimmage, and where did see what did you do if you play futures and all of that?
Yes, and I think one of the people in charge of that scrimmage was Coach Sunday, the one from Abuja.
Yeah, that's my coach, you know, right? That's my coach,
Man, his coach was one of the guys that disqualified me, man.
What? What do you mean?
I don't know what happened, but they came up with all these rules that, you played this, you played that, you know, but part of me still feel like if I was representing Kaduna, I would still be good because I know my coach and his coach, they know themselves. So whatever happened that day, for a fact, I know my coach in Kaduna knew something about it. He never told me, I know for a fact he knew something about it. So his coach disqualified me. I didn't get to play because I went to Delta State. But at the end of the day, I want to tell you this. I don't regret my decision going to Delta State because Delta State was a blessing to me. Yes, they ended up, I might go a little bit off topic right now.
Go for it, man.
Right after I got my visa to come to America, or before I even got my visa. Yes, my visa came after festival.
Oh, okay.
So before I got my visa, I met Coach Rolake Olagbegi. She was the coach for Delta State, and she was one of the people that I explained to about my dreams of coming to the state, and I told her I already, got a school that wants me, and she was like, you know what, the moment you get your visa, let me know. The moment I got my visa, I let her know. She called Amaju. Amaju used to be the commissioner for sports for Delta State.
Delta State, yeah.
And Picnic Amaju.
Oh, yeah.
And now, then he became the
NFF president. Yeah.
She just called him ASAP. That man already got me a ticket waiting for me the same day, the moment I told her, that same day.
Wow.
I told her that, please, can you tell him I want to travel the next day? He changed the ticket. One of the nicest people I've met, that man. Paid for my ticket just like that. But that was because when I was representing Delta, I was seeing him, he was coming to a tennis court, and that was how I met him. So he knew me. So when he heard that I got my visa to go to America to go to school, because he was excited, because before I went to Delta State, I was already working on, I graduated from pretty much high school, 2010. I was already working to go to America. So I went online, looked for schools, applied to schools, and I got the school that I wanted to go. I was just waiting for my I-20 before I went to Delta State. So when my I-20 came around the time I was in Delta State, I called someone that's, booked my interview at the embassy. Booked my interview around December time. And then that was around that time I went to festival.
In Lagos, around December time.
And they disqualified me. After they disqualified me, I went back home, went for my interview, got my visa, and then thank God I met Coach Rolake Olagbegi in Delta State.
Shout out to Coach Rolake. She's a big force to, this is someone I look up to as a mom. I call her, get advice from her and all of this. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I was going to say something about the Delta team.
Yes.
there was a big saying about everyone.
We was a strong team. We was coming to win everything. I'm telling you.
There's some kind of like, is it, you know the way they have this fair play? They there wasn't a fair distinct play in Delta if they're buying everyone off.
Man, they got money.
Like, you know, they got a coach from the U.S.
They got money.
Coach Roller came from the U.S. They got getting all the best players in the nation. There's no fair play anymore. They should put a budget on how much every state can spend.
No. If you being stingy because you don't want to invest in these players, allow states like Delta State that have the money and want to invest because this state, they invested in us, and I'm so glad I made that decision to go there. Yes, they disqualified me. They didn't allow me to play, but Delta still won it. Delta still won it. But yes, there was a bigger picture. I was going there to play for Delta State and get that money so I can put it towards my flight ticket. But then I ended up meeting somebody there that paid for my flight ticket, and I made some good connections, you know. But
that was quite a drama then. Well, Anthony Michael cleared the air about the whole festival.
They disqualified me because they were afraid that I was going to win it. But at the end of the day, my team still came through. So shout out to Delta State.
Wait. Calm down. You're gonna win. I was there. That was my year of winning. But shout out to Delta State. Shout out to everyone involved with this. The success. Not when I say everyone involved, there are things that didn't go your way.
It's all love, man. Shout out to all of y'all, man. It's all love, man. No, look, everything happens for a reason, right? Yeah. And guess what? To add to that, the family I stayed with when I came to America for the first time, my first summer, I didn't have a place to stay because I was the only family member that I know. I'm the only one in my family here at that time. Wow. I met them around the time I went to Lagos because right after festival they did the futures. I met Coach Phillips. So shout out to Coach Phillips, man. Coach Phillips, they're my Haitian family, my adopted family. So I stayed with them my first summer. So everything was a blessing, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Phillips. It's someone I called for advice a lot of time. He's like, hey, keep your heads up and keep going, starting, stay out of trouble. He's someone that would call me. I was like, stay out of trouble.
That's my mentor.
Don't go, all of that.
My mentor and my dad in America. Yeah.
But a big thank you, Coach Phillips. Shout out to you. So festival drama, it's over. All of this. There was national big stage, national tournament. I was there the first few rounds. Dala 2010? No, 20. What year was Dala?
It was around that
2010, 2011. I forgot. I was.
Maybe 2012.
Maybe that 2012, right?
That was my last Dala.
There was you put a big upset.
Yes,
that tournament. Playing semi-final?
Yes, I got to the semi-final.
For those of you that don't know what Dala is probably one of the toughest national tournaments, senior national tournaments in Nigeria.
In Kano,
Kano, northern part of Nigeria. And even up to now, I think they still consider it one of the toughest tournaments. It has a smaller draw. The condition is tough around that part of the year, all of that.
Harmattan season.
I mean, it's not too close to cold here, but for us then it's too cold and all of that, So you played from the Collis, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Collis or you?
Yeah, I think I
Mendro, you're in Mendro already?
Honestly, I don't even remember, but I think I probably had enough points to be in the Mendro at that time.
At that time you haven't? Okay.
Was I in the top 32? No, I think I qualified.
To be in top 20 though.
No, I had to qualify. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
played from Qualis. Yeah.
That's what I.
I think I played from Qualis.
It's a tough. You have to be top 20 actually
to be able
to play in the Mendro. Everyone plays from there's a saying that if you've never qualified from the preliminaries to the Mendro and Dala, you haven't played Nigerian tennis yet.
They always say that. But
you haven't played Nigerian tennis yet.
But they always say that. It's whatever, man. But that's
I'm saying it because I qualified twice from Mendro, right? You have to win 4 matches in the qualifying listen.
That is true because Dala has one of the hardest qualification rounds in tennis in Nigeria.
4 rounds.
Yes, one of the hardest because the entry is always big. And the draw for men draw is very small. Draws of 32.
Yeah.
Every year the same
32.
thing.
In the qualies, we have
yeah.
a draws of 148
To
or 100,
qualify.
and then you only need 8 players out of 148.
To go to the
you
next.
can imagine how tough that is. You played semi-final. You beat a top Nigerian player, Candy Idoko.
Yes.
Candy Idoko was, former Davis Cup player. I look at him like another Roger, like, clean, big,
Love his style of play. Love his style of play. Amazing player.
Quiet dude and all. But what was that like? Because out of all your victory, would you consider Candy Idoko your biggest upset?
That was it. That was my biggest upset because till today I don't know what happened. I just know I went in there to play good tennis, and W came. Because if you really look at the level of play, then he's like up here, and I was like here.
No, Candy was literally, and he came back from if I'm not mistaken, he came back from the Europe then, like big expectations.
Yeah, he was up there. I was here, and I think almost everybody, like people like him, Lawasho, those are the guys you expect to see in the semifinals. But nobody was counting. Nobody was counting me. To even pass the first round, because I met him in the first round.
That was
I think it was in the first round. I think I met him in the first round, the second round. Yeah. And all I was thinking was, man, I just gotta play. Then when I started playing and started winning some points, then I started getting more confident. Because we were both in the same foundation, but he was one of the senior players, and to him I was a younger player than to him, So he was like the number one in the foundation at that time, But I was just there to play tennis, and W came. And when he came, I couldn't believe it. Nobody could have believed it,
That was a huge.
It was my biggest upset. Biggest, yeah.
And then probably the toughest tournament in the country. Then,
yes.
That upset, right, gave you the momentum to go all the way using that, bracket all the way to play in the semifinal.
Yeah, I think I got towards the semifinal.
I think like
I lost. No, I lost to Clifford.
Another co-foundation. Again, this is how big co-foundation. This is the impact of co-foundation. Talking about the big players in the country are all from that foundation. What was it like when you upset Candy Idoko? Is there a feel that I'm here? I belong here. Like
yes, I definitely felt that. I felt that this is it. If I could upset a player like him, it means I could go further. Yeah. So in my mind, I've cleared the road for myself because he was one of the top-seeded players then. So after that match, all I'm thinking about is I've cleared the road for myself. Yeah. Now, if I don't go further, that's on me. So all I was thinking is making sure I don't lose any match. And I think that kind of added a little bit more tense, got me a little bit more tense when I played against Clifford, because I was thinking about winning now, winning. Yeah. And I still remember the game I played with Clifford. I didn't play my tennis. Yeah, that wasn't me. It was like a whole different player because the semifinal, I didn't really make him work the way I would have. You know what I'm saying? So.
But again, that's a big, as of then, like semi-final Dala had court, that's a big achievement. Big achievement. Of course, we always want more. You get to the final, I want to win it. Like there's always more to it. There's, the senior. At that senior level, that year or year later, you left, so you didn't get a chance to break into, and all. What was your ranking before?
I was 8. I was in the top 8. Yeah,
top 8 as of then.
When I left.
Top 8 as of then is not top 8 of now in Nigerian tennis. If you're top 20 in Nigerian tennis, you know that you're balling. So being top 8 in the nation then, but that's a huge success in your senior, your senior tournament and all of that.
Yes.
Before we go for break, I want to ask you during that time, 2 questions. In the nation, Nigeria tournament, who was your toughest person to play with? Like as soon as you play him, like, damn, I don't want to play this guy. Who's that person that gives you not necessarily how he plays is the best player, but just, you know, that opener that even if you bait him, it's like, I don't want to play this guy again.
Honestly, I haven't played him that much.
Yeah.
The person that I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah.
But I played him. I lost to him. I think I played him in a tournament. It
Yeah.
was Babalola. I played Babalola.
You know, Babalola is probably one of the players I've never played against.
He knows how to play the younger players. Like, he's one of the guys that you don't have to worry about him having a hard time beating any of the young guys. He knows how to play.
Players.
Yeah, he knows how to, you know, handle them. So I think I played him one time and I lost to him so easy. Like I said, I don't want to play this guy again because he has good the kind of style that I was playing. Yeah. The kind of style I was playing. If you have a really good return, then I'm in trouble. Then I'm in trouble. And he steps in. He knows how to hit the ball on the rise, and he has the
back and exactly, which you know gives him a better control with his ball and all of that.
Yep, I played him one time. I said I don't want to play him again, and that was it. You know.
So second question is, during that time, among your peer, it could be, I would say, co-foundation. Who is the most underrated player that got a lot of potential but never, you know, when the result didn't, maybe
around my age?
I would say just, you know,
my age.
Let's not limit it, right? Let's put it open, you know, like around, it could be your age, it could be older, it could be people you've trained with, like you've traveled with, like usually a co-foundation have a big group of players that
has pretty
probably
much,
you know, they didn't get the same amount of success, but they're as good, they're as talented, they didn't win enough. You know, who would you say that person is and why?
It's my homie Michael Idoko, man. Michael is one of the most skilled players I've ever seen. Call his style of play. He gives me a Roger vibe too.
Yeah,
his style, right? His work ethics. Like he plays really great tennis, but he just, I don't know what happened. Everybody's different, you know. Like maybe it just wasn't. God didn't make it that way for him to be seen that way. But the way he plays, his style of play is very smooth. Like he's one of the guys that I feel like he had like pretty much he has the skills like to really like pretty much play tennis to whatever level you want him to play, you know. But I think I'll choose him.
Michael
Idoko.
Shout out to Michael Idoko.
Yeah, but he's just one of the guys that wasn't seen enough, you know. Everybody else was like Sonny Emmanuel was seen. He was traveling the world doing this thing. Sonny Emmanuel broke up to the top 100 juniors ITF, you know. So he did his thing, you know. But Michael Idoko is one of the guys that I feel like
another person that I think that I think he wasn't as, you know, I think he should, not sure, but again, similar this thing is, what's his name? Emmanuel Dixon.
Emmanuel Dixon, okay, yeah.
Is this ahead of your set, or is it similar?
Well, if you really think about it, we ended up coming to become around the same set, but you know, he was a little older than me when I started, and he was playing already before me, but when I came, I caught up with them, and he was, you know, caught up with him, Sonny. We all started playing the same tournaments, you know. So
I thought he has a good game style.
He was also doing a lot of sound volley too.
Yes. I remember him coming to Abuja Country Club one afternoon. I was like, whoa,
he's also
this guy, you know.
He's another. You could say that too.
So I thought, like, you know, it didn't. There wasn't enough from him, you know, win as much for, you know, all of whatever reasons and all. But guys, we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna be back. Okay, see you guys.